Hey everybody, I hope you've seen my video where I talk about Star Trek Attack Wing is here. I had a lot of fun playing this game tonight. So I figured I'd grab the Enterprise D and pimp it out because these miniatures really needed some help. Unfortunately, unlike the Star Wars miniature game, these guys are just basically boring HeroClix ships. You can see how small it is. I got it really zoomed up to the camera. How really boring it is too. I mean, there's a lot of lines here, so it would take a wash really well if you just want to try and wash it. But I'm probably going to end up doing more than that. First of all, the assembly wasn't that spectacular. You can see in the back here, this dorsal spine here is sticking up. So I'm going to have to try and slip some super glue in there and clamp it down. Try to get that to hold down. It just looks silly. There's mold lines everywhere. If you look on the inside here of the engine, the blue is just kind of slopped on there. I don't know if this is done by machine or what, but it's just horrible there. Got some red paint here up on that's obviously from where the engines were done. I mean, as far as looking like Enterprise D, it looks pretty good. The deflector dish has no interesting shapes, texture to it at all. It's just a divot basically. There's no defined dorsal phaser array. There's no markings on the ship. I might end up having to make some decals because I want to get decals on here. I'll see about that. I'll look into that here after I get it done. There's mold lines, sloppy. Look at that sloppy paint right there in front here. Stop that. So overall, the miniature quality is just nowhere near what X-Wing is. So it's going to get pimped out, seriously. Then there's some more gaps there that need to be filled in. Right there, where the neck and the lower hull come together. So whoever glued this particular model together wasn't really paying attention. And let's see. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I was looking up the color schemes, even though the actual models that they use to film the Next Generation are painted blue and green. It came out gray on screen, so I'm kind of tossed on exactly how I want to paint it. This light blue is definitely close to the color that was used on the studio model. But I think I'm going to go with gray instead, just because that's the way it looks like on screen. And then redo all the details. I'm not sure about doing all these windows as yellow. I'm definitely going to try and do something more interesting with these engines after cleaning up. I'll see there's a sprue mark. So, yeah. So this is a quick overview of the Enterprise D. I'll call this part 1 of Pimp My Enterprise. This is a pretty small model, as you can see. This is my hand. So it's going to take some work to get this to look right, but I'll see what I can do. Okay, so I've gone through and I've cleaned up a bunch of the mold lines all the way around the upper hull. Over here on the top edges of the nacelles. This spine here, I was actually able to pull it out most of the way. The spine, I actually pull it out all the way, almost all the way up to the impulse engine. And then I cleaned out the glue and glued it back down, and it looks much better now. I also took the file and I thinned it down a little bit because it's just kind of too big. I didn't like that, so I said I filed the top down a lot. Oops. I filed the top of this down a lot, just to make it a little thinner. And then lastly, I went in with the gaps here at the front of the saucer and filled it in with some liquid green stuff. I probably could have pulled this whole thing off, the entire upper part here off the lower part. It was just coming off really easy, but I decided not to. Oh, and this side nacelle had a bunch of extra glue, both right here and on the bottom of the nacelle, so I had to file off a lot of that glue stuff. So, I guess these are, no, I'm just going to leave those. I don't feel like trying to clean those off. Those look like a pain in the ass. These are ejection marks. This is where the part was ejected from the mold. And normally you'd want to clean those off, but that just looks like way too much work trying to get in there without having to. I don't want to worry about damaging the detail around it, so I'm just going to have to leave those ejector marks there. I don't want to, but I don't have much more choice. So yeah, I'm trying to decide if I want to prime this thing or not, but I let the green stuff cure and clean off the excess. I'll let the super glue cure completely, and then I have to decide if I want to prime it. I don't know if there's going to be any, I don't know if I'm going to lose a detail or not. But I did file really heavily on the front of the nacelles. There was some sprue connection there. Same on the back of the nacelles. That's where the sprues were connected. So yeah, but so far so good. And that's going to be it for part one of Pimp the Enterprise D.